This video is brought to you thanks to the EA Gamechangers program. Hello, I'm Sparring DK, and today in this video we're going to show you how to use custom stadiums in your career mode, how to rename them and use them over and over again. So you only actually need to do this once. If you use this method, you can go ahead. If you're a little bit sadistic like me, I go through and rename all of the European stadiums because, you know, I like to play the European leagues and the Champions League and that. And I just want to, you know, have that stadium name be implemented into the game. Now, the way you can do this, I'm going to run through the tutorial. We'll have a backup of it, and you can basically load it in this way every time you start a career mode, so you only need to do this once. Just to give you an indication, it took me about 6 hours just to do all the European teams, so do keep that in mind. Maybe you only want to do the league that you're playing in, but you know, if you're crazy like me, feel free to sit there for a few hours and get this all done. If you invest at the start of the year, you'll only have to do this once if you use this method. So let's jump into it. First of all, you're going to come across here to customize, and I want you to go to profile. Now, if we go here and look at load squads, I've already got a couple of stadium ones already set up, but we'll just back out, and basically what you want to do is go save squads, a brand new one. You'll go create new squad, and just for this tutorial, we will I'll put in 3 because I've already got one there just for my backup. But okay, so the way this works is your latest save is the latest data that the game will read from. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to back out, and we're going to go to edit teams. Now, here is a big issue. You do not want to reset all squads. If you reset all squads, it will delete any of the work that you have done. So if you've gone ahead and made creator players and all that kind of stuff, this will be completely written off. The only thing that you can do with this, what I do is, this is why I do it at the start before I've done any other roster changes. You don't want to use this reset all squads ever. Ever. So that's why you always keep this stadium as a backup. You do your stadiums work first before you make any other changes. Once you get to that, you've created your brand new stadium roster. You can download updates anytime through the year. So if there's roster changes come January, you load up your stadiums backup. It's a fresh one from the start of FIFA 20, and then you download the updates, which we can try and do now. There's no updates available. We've got them all done. So what that will do is bring in the latest squads for you and not affect any of your stadium team names. All right? Cool. Right, so once you've downloaded your updates, that's obviously automatically saved in the background. You need to keep that in mind, and that's why I keep the stadiums backup. Now, what you want to do now is we can rename stadiums here in FIFA 20. You can rename as many as you like. Obviously, if they're an official stadium, you cannot rename them, but I'm going to show you how to go in here and do this now. We're going to do the MLS because I've already done all the Europa Leagues. So we go into stadiums, go across to the USA, and what you'll see is that, you know, some of the USA stadiums are implemented. Seattle and New York Red Bull, I know, have theirs in, but there's a lot of teams here that still need their stadium names. All right, so we'll start with Chicago Fire. They have the SeatGeek Stadium, so we just enter in here. Now, what I like to also do is maybe have a look at the capacity and have a look at what stadiums there, just to try and get a bit more of a realistic feel. Some of them are completely out of whack. So it holds 20,000. That's probably close enough here for Chicago. We enter the stadium name, which is SeatGeek Stadium. Now, some of the stadium names are very long, so you may have to abbreviate them, unfortunately. So then we'll press start, and then we will back out, and we will go apply and exit. Now that will automatically save. So the roster that you've got live has just automatically saved. Unfortunately, it kicks you back to England again. We have to go across the USA. We go to the next one, the Colorado Rapids, who have the Dick's Sporting Goods Park. All right, let's see if that will fit in. 18,000, so I might just play with this a little bit. That's a little bit closer. I'm not sure what their stadium actually looks like, but, you know, just to make sure that they're all a little bit different so that you're playing in different stadiums, even though they're generic. So we'll change the stadium name to Dick. Unfortunately, there is no apostrophe. So we'll just go with Dick's Sporting Goods Stadium. Is it going to fit? No, it's not going to fit. So what I tend to do, rather than it saying statty, I just go stat and I put a full stop on the end. I mean, it's not the best, but unfortunately that's all the characters that we have to play with, and we are done. Back out, make sure that you apply and exit, not exit without saving, or it won't have updated. And you basically just have to keep going through. It's quite painstaking. Columbus, what have they got going on here? The map-free stadium with 20-odd thousand. So I'll just do a couple here for this one, just so you can see what's going on. Map-free stadium. Done. Apply and exit. Right, so once you've finished naming those stadiums, you want to back out to the profile, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to save squads again. I'm going to use my backup here because, yeah, that's cool. Actually, I'll just save stadiums. That's fine. Right, so when you are going to start up a new career mode and you want to load these stadiums in, you'll come in, you'll go to your load squads, you'll bring in your stadiums back up. Now, you will save the squads now, and you will give them a new one. I don't have any space here, so I'll just go over this one. So your stadiums are currently loaded in. They're all ready to go. You're ready to start a new career mode. So we'll just call this one career mode. So now your stadiums are actually loaded in. Hopefully you're following along with me. Now you can basically go and create your players, do your team sheets, make any transfers, anything like that, and then save up the profile again. Not over your backup, not over your stadiums, but over your career mode one. That is the current one that's loaded. So if we went into profile and we went load squads, it'll be the one at the top there, career mode. So that is the current loaded career mode, well, rosters. So the stadiums are loaded, any changes you've made, everything is sitting here in this current file, and that is the one that the game is going to be reading from. This is how we use it. Right, so we're going to start a new career mode. Now what you want to do here, do not download the latest, that will change everything. Do not use the initial squads, that will reset it to FIFA 20 from when you first installed the game. You want to use the current squad. So this is why I'm saying you need to download the current rosters onto your stadiums and make that all saved. Do it all before you start here. That way you won't overwrite any of the work that you've already done. Right, so once you've gone through and you've created your manager, of course, we can come across here to picking on our team or whatever. Now, obviously, we can't see the stadium name here. We won't see it until we load in. Let's. I did rename Cincinnati. I actually went through and renamed all of the ones here. So, you know, the ground doesn't say it properly, unfortunately, here. It would be nice if it showed you, but unfortunately it doesn't. But if we jump in, let's go to Cincinnati. Okay, so you can see here that the stadium has been renamed. It is already sitting here. You do have the opportunity to rename your own stadium here, but that will obviously only do the current club that you're playing with. So if I back out and pick a different team, what was one of the ones we did? We did Chicago, of course. So there we go. The SeatGeek Stadium is sitting there. So any of these teams now actually will have their current stadium. Dick's Sporting Goods Stadium is sitting there. And when you actually go to play the game, it will come up and say that is exactly where you're playing. So that's how you use the renaming stadium, so that you can only have to do it once and then you can use it through all of your career modes. If you've got any issues, leave me some comments down below and I'll see if I can respond to those, or you can contact me on Twitter. That is at SparringDK. But that's what we've got for you today. Hopefully that helps you out and gives you a little bit more immersion into FIFA 20. A few issues at the moment still with career mode. Hopefully there is a patch sooner rather than later, but good luck, get in there and have some fun on career mode. We'll see you next time. I'm SparringDK. It's 5 o'clock somewhere and you have a good one. The SparringDK channel now has Patreon, and if you feel like just going that little extra step to help, you know, the channel grow, you can go across to the website, pledge your allegiance to myself, and for $1 a month, you're basically putting it in a jar and allowing for us to go and buy some more beers and record some more beer drinking episodes. Thank you very much to the current lads that have gone ahead and supported the channel. Absolutely tremendous to see anybody willing just to give that $1 a month at this stage. I cannot thank you from the bottom of my heart. you really will make a difference in the future. So jump across there if you're that way inclined to the Patreon channel, sign up today, and we'll see if we can get some extra beer drinking episodes for you at home. Now, if you are looking for some more content, we've got a couple of videos, one here, and if you want to subscribe, there's a button right there. So go ahead, subscribe, and you'll be notified when the videos